Oh, I've missed this so much. The game where you can just jump on and just forget about everything and just enjoy the mayhem. I have played a ton of Chivalry Medieval Warfare in time, and I played it a lot with a lot of my friends, and it was an insanely beautiful experience that will be ingrained in my mind forever. And when I jumped into Chivalry 2, man, those feelings were back. And it was fun through and through. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Chivalry 2 and deciding whether it's worth it to buy right now or not. So without further ado, let's just get it started. And as always, as every single one of my videos, I'm going to be giving you the answer right away to not waste your time and give you time to play this beautiful mayhem. And as you may understand, the answer is yes, this game is absolutely worth it. It is fast, it is fun, and it is insane mayhem. Weirdly enough, it has amazing combat system that is pretty easy to understand, but pretty hard to master as well. But you need details, so let's get into those. Oh, and by the way, our Steam Curator page is already up and running, so if you want to see all of my reviews, videos, and a little bit of text review right there on Steam before you're gonna buy anything, just go and follow us there on Steam, so that you will not miss my reviews when you are buying the games. Now back to the video. So what is Chivalry 2? Chivalry 2 is a multiplayer medieval combat, well, simulator? Well, I guess you can call it simulator. It's basically a medieval combat game. You are thrown into matches with up to 64 players, and you need to perform different goals. And the key point of the game is that you're playing in medieval times, and all you have is medieval weapons. You mainly play in a first-person perspective, but you can actually switch to the third person as well. And the key differentiator of this game from every single other game is its combat system, because it's beautiful. Combat system consists of different types of attacks, parries, blocks, and things like that. And to explain it very simply, you have three types of attacks. You have your swipe from the side, you have swipe from the top, and you have your, well, lunge or whatever, or like hit or kick or whatever you want to call it. Basically attacking with the pointy part of your weapon. And wherever you land your hit, that part of the enemy will get a damage. For example, if you slice the hand of your enemy, well, enemy might lose a hand or a leg, and yeah, an enemy will have to fight with one hand before they will die, of course. You can also block incoming attacks and like counter attack and things like that, and you have multiple different weapons starting from swords, daggers, bows, crossbows, axes, maces, and all the medieval stuff. As for the game modes, there are a bunch of different game modes, and usually it's, well, just kill each other. That's what it is. And it's usually two teams fighting against each other with different goals. Like, it can be a simple death match, or it can be conquer the city, or like just protect the caravan, protect the nobles, and bunch of different things, which makes this game pretty fun. Plus, it has a few different factions and also multiple different maps that you can play different modes on. But the main question is this fun? And I can safely say that yes, this game is insanely fun because of a few very important things. First things first, despite game controls and despite game combat feeling quite complicated, it's actually not, because game has very good tutorial system explaining practically every type of movement and every type of attack and defense that you can have against enemies. And it even teaches you to fight against multiple enemies. And because your movement is pretty fast and your attacks have pretty understandable wind-up time, it's very easy to get into combat, even from the very beginning. Just to give you an understanding how easy it is, my first multiplayer combat, like first real multiplayer combat, because when you finish the tutorial, the next combat that you will have in tutorial will be actually against the bots. My first multiplayer tutorial, I managed to get 23 kills, which may not be a lot for some, but for the first match is pretty good. Well, I also got 16 deaths, but KD ratio above 1 is always good, and especially for the first match. But what is also important about this combat system is that it's actually pretty hard to master as well, and you have pretty high ceiling of mastery. You can more or less quickly learn how to fight against a single enemy, but usually you will not be fighting against a single enemy. You will be fighting against multiple enemies, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can actually master the game in a way to effectively fight against multiple different enemies. And yes, it is possible to win against 3 or 4 enemies at the same time. So its learning curve is not very steep. It's pretty shallow and flat, and it's pretty easy to learn how to fight well in this game. But it's pretty hard to master it as well. And because of this, it gives you very good satisfaction with the combat. Because every time you fight, you actually manage to do something and not just be a cannon fodder. Plus, you have a bunch of different allies with you, which will help you. Mind that the game has a team damage as well, so so you can actually kill a lot of people with a friendly fire. So, and most likely you will kill a lot of people with a friendly fire. But now let's get to the elephant in the room. The thing that a lot of people will be, well, worried about while getting into the game. Well, game came out in 2021, and understandably the game is multiplayer only. So the question is the game alive? And can you find the matches pretty easily? Because yeah, fighting with 64 different players cannot be easy, but I can safely say that game is alright. It's always had about 1,000 players on Steam on the low times and about 5,000 on the peak times. Plus, you need to understand that the game has full crossplay, so you'll be playing not against just the PC or on the Steam players, but against the Epic players, the PC Game Pass players, and Xbox players, and everyone who has access to Chivalry too. So you will not find an issue with finding a lot of players. Another question will be whether the game has enough content or not, and here it is a bit difficult to say for sure, because the game has quite a lot of content. It has quite a lot of different modes, but this is not an experience that you'll probably be playing for really long time. This is on again, off again matches. This is on again and off again games. So you will just go into the game, play maybe for a few weeks, master everything that you can master, or just fail at it miserably, and then you forget about this. Then after a few months you get back to the game and do it again, and things like that. Game has a battle pass system. Game has a lot of additional content, but more or less most of the battles are the same. So if you're getting quickly bored with the same battles over and over again in every game, yeah, this game is no different. This is not a Fortnite which has completely different overhauls every 2-3 months. It's not like that. Does it mean that you should not be playing this? Absolutely not. You should. This game is insanely fun. Plus, game is available on a Game Pass, which is another plus for this game. So overall, all I wanted to say that I love this game and I enjoyed every single second of this game. It just takes everything that was great from the first part, Chivalry Medieval Warfare, and puts it into the new game. Game runs smoothly, it runs fast, servers are filling up very quickly, the combat is very satisfying, yet not very difficult, and it is hilarious to get into battles. It is insanely good, and I absolutely love it, and I 100% recommend for you to get this game and play it, especially if you're gonna do it with your friends. Our YouTube memberships are up and running, and if you like videos done by me, and if you like the reviews that I put out and everything else as well, consider hitting the join button near the subscribe button under this video. This might not be a lot for you, at least for some of you, but it will be tremendous help for me keeping this channel going. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for being here with me. Like the video if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. See ya.